Hey everyone, welcome to Afterwards. So this, we kind of faked you out. I haven't shot the opening to this episode yet, so this is kind of where we get into the funkiness of, we're adding a little bit of more work for ourselves in this episode. We're gonna hopefully shoot an opening with the original Threshold cast to kind of trick you guys into thinking that we're all back as a big happy family, even though that's not necessarily true. The party for a while, the main Threshold party, has kind of started to split, and now it's kind of like come to a head. The party doesn't really have anything to do. Clarion has some stuff that he needs to deal with, and everyone kind of has, Christine needs to spend some quality time in Marenton. And so we're kind of going to give them a little bit of a rest, and we're trying some new things with this new season. This is going to be a 6-episode arc. We're going to tell a quick story. We're going to get in, get out, and get on with it. And so this is the first one. So we're actually a sixth of the way done with this arc, which is great for me because I can plot a lot tighter. So I kind of like what we did with the leading up to the crossover last season. So this is called Threshold Homecoming because Clarion's finally coming back to Murray. I've sort of prevented people from doing too many campaigns in Murray or from like going to visit Murray because I really wanted it to be special. And this session today really made me realize I was totally right in doing that. Because it gave us the ability to really have a brand new cast of characters, new faces. There's a new tone. Murray is significantly different from Aeron. We have Zach, who's the Wug priest. We have sort of like a knight errant from sort of the Sherry region because some of that gets borrowed in there. We have Slick, who's this trapper with his boa constrictor. Like these are totally different characters from what we've seen before, and they have a different tone. They bring this different feeling to Murray that I'm so glad came across. A little bit of a rocky start just because this party isn't already unified. All parties are like that starting up. You can even see in some of our early thresholds that it works like that. And the characters weren't necessarily made with this tightness in mind. But it sounds like we have a good goal now, avenging Clarion's father. Like I said in question, comments, and concerns, I had to kill Clarion's dad because he's just too big of a plot wrinkle. He is a character who's actually from Varesia, the Pathfinder in the Pathfinder campaign setting. So he's from Galarion, and in the Curse of the Crimson Throne campaign that I ran for Casey and Pamela was one of the other people in it years ago, they needed to make a bunch of magic items, so they went to this Chronomancer's Guild, where Casey and I did a solo session where he went to the Chronomancer's Guild, went back in time a year, and spent a year making these magic items. Meanwhile, he falls in love with one of the wizards who's living in there. So like his party is sort of waiting while he has gone back in time to live out a whole extra year. It was really cool. It was a lot of time debt. I love time travel. And I love time debt, especially, which is why you can tell that I've already put myself in time debt in this first episode. While creating the illusion that I've put these characters in time debt. They are now looking, we have to somehow do this event, but I've already put myself in time debt and I know how I'm gonna solve it. So, Alon comes from another world, and he actually was a wizard that cast spells through his guns, and when Casey said initially that he wanted Clarion to be Alon's son, I was kind of like, oh God, that brings in guns, that brings in time travel, that brings in multiple worlds, like that's crazy. But all those elements kind of started to come in. We have Rasper in the ranch timeline, and we have some other stuff already starting to formulate. So it's like, you know what, let's just go for it. Rather than holding the story off and holding these elements back, let's just put them in organically at a time when it would be right to do so. And we'll handle them sort of now and let the setting build rather than try to preserve something while keeping this at bay. And I really wanted him to have that option because it's such a cool idea that, you know, your character's father is from another world and another existing campaign setting, because that kind of like folds some stuff in. So I had to kill him. Again, the voice was Casey's. It was a Sean Connery voice. I'm just looking over my notes here. This session we only got through about half the stuff I planned for the first setting, but this is good because session 2 was a little light, so that'll be beneficial. I think that's kind of it. I love the Speak with the Dead stuff. I think we said a lot of the stuff that needed to be said already in the questions, comments, and concerns. I guess I'll show you guys maybe a little bit of my notes just because we're going a little bit behind the screen here. This is my sort of outline. This is my outline for the session. Red is the stuff that I haven't done yet, that I haven't finished prepping yet. But I have all of the encounters already set up. I have sort of a summary of what's supposed to go on, like an outline that sort of lets me see what this whole thing is supposed to be. And there's of course some gaping holes, and Rob and Kevin are helping me fill some of that stuff in. And it looks like the players kind of have some goals now that will be helpful in that. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. It's a little bit darker, which I like. We're going to kind of a dark place, but there's still that kind of fun, dark humor in it overall. I'm excited to see where it goes. We'll catch you next week. We'll have a chase next week, so that'll be awesome. And yeah, thanks for watching afterwards. We will see you on Monday with another exciting episode of Threshold.